I don't like to be right. Sometimes I do like being right, but sometimes I hate being right. In this case, I don't like being right, but at the same time, being right is a good thing because then it proves that what I was saying was what you call right. Now, I said some time ago that the shooter thing gonna end up coming out, that they're gonna find this manifesto and they're gonna have this big record and they probably won't find him alive and all that stuff. Well, welcome to reality. They found something. I ain't gonna say it's a manifesto yet, but they got to do it in pieces. They got to do it in phases. They can't just come. If you look at every shooter they've ever had that comes out with a manifesto, they don't find the manifesto right away. You get this little note that they left somebody, little conversation they had, so they can work on making sure the manifesto matches everything they put out. Well, they say they found a letter.
And law enforcement sources say a note found at the suspect's home is a suicide note addressed to Robert Card's son. The note reportedly does not provide any information.
They went to his home, talked to his kid. He left a note to his son. They say the note doesn't have any real information about his motive. They found his car by a dock and they think he might have got away on a jet ski. Apparently, it's his Mission Impossible or Born Identity. I don't know what exactly this man is doing, but you can't find him. 3 sheets to the wind. He might be in the woods or he might be in the water. I can probably agree with them on that. He's probably in the woods and probably in the water. But he ain't going to be in the woods hiding. He's going to be in the woods buried or going to be in the water underneath it. I'm making another prediction. People can make fun of me all you want. But when I see a pattern, I got to say the pattern. You see, what happens is you have to make sure you cancel loose ends. You can't have loose ends just floating around out there because a loose end could mean the falling apart of your narrative. Now, if I'm seen to be wrong and it doesn't turn out this way, I would be happy. But if it does turn out to be the way I'm saying it, then you should start opening your eyes to see exactly what they're doing. Now, you already saw Kamala Harris come out talking about we need to be like Australia. Come on, turn in your ammunitions and turn in your rifles, turn in your guns because we need to be safe. Last time I checked, I didn't shoot nobody. I don't think 320 something million people shot anybody either. Last time I checked, I think it was somewhere closer to less than 1,000 people. I don't know where exactly you get the idea that turning in my gun is going to stop some criminal from doing something stupid. I don't see you also going to the gangs and saying turn in your guns to them. But you coming to me to tell me to turn in something that belongs to me, that didn't do nothing wrong. I'm going to just hand it. You outside your life. Look, you outside your mind. You just saw a man go into a civilian area. Mind you, this is a place where they already have gun laws. Take care of people who didn't have their guns with them, and you want to create more sheep? Remember when I spoke to you about emotionality? About how people just love to live in this space of their mind apart from logic and apart from the truth about things. And they want to live in this, but the children, think of all the lives you're going to save. What lives am I going to save if I'm not shooting nobody? I don't even live in an area where shootings take place. And you want me to... Look, I'll tell you what. How about this as a solution? You give every American an armed bodyguard. How about that? You increase, you don't do away with the police, just do away completely with the police. Do that and give every red-blooded American one human being to guard them. Do it. Just give them a bodyguard and say, here you go. You're good to go. Don't worry about the bill. We got you. You won't do that, though, because that makes too much sense. That's for you alone. That's for only government people, the important folks in society. Listen, people. I've been saying for a while, and I know I still got to get Corey on board with this. I do. I know. I'm working on it. 2024 ain't coming around. It's not. They're going to be making all kinds of push to make sure it doesn't. Now, you might say this is too soon to count as something to shut down 2024. I'm telling you now, it will not be the only one. I said this a couple of months ago that there will be a shooting. I said this out loud. If I could only find that video, I'm going to play it for you. I said there would be something like this. I even said there'll be one even closer to election time. Mark my words on that one too. And at that point, they're going to say, and watch it be somewhere near a polling center or a place where people have to go in person to vote. And watch them come back and say, tensions are too high. Things are too rife with distraught people, and we can't have it in person, or we can't have it at all. I don't like being right. I'm batting 100. I feel like I should be winning the World Series at this point. I should be the only one on the team. I should be the pitcher, bat, catcher, all of it, outfielder. I should even be the ump. But I don't like being right like this. I really don't like being right. So I hope they prove me wrong in this one instance, that they find him. They find that he had some mental problems and he is neither side, neither party, and they put him in jail for the rest of his life or end it. But I don't see that happening. And you know the Democrats and the rhinos, they cannot let a good crisis go to waste. Look out in the next couple of days, if not the next week. They find a full-blown manifesto, somewhere sealed, or just sitting on his coffee table in some other house that he has, and watch who they come after next. And after they've done what they have to do, you'll see some new report show up and say, well, we were wrong about what his motives were. And this is who he really was. And by then, they got what they want. Now, you can avoid all this by not giving them what they want, by keeping your stance and staying strong. Again, this is planned. He's a scapegoat. And if they find that somehow he ends up dead, I highly doubt that he will be. And that's the narrative they're just going to push. And he'll be another scapegoat. Look, you have two choices coming up, and you always have only two choices, no matter how many choices they put before you. You can either pick the one that'll work for you or the one that'll work against you. Those are your two choices. In this instance, you can choose to follow the narrative and give them what they want, or resist and take rightfully what belongs to you. The choice is yours.